Welcome to the Monster Hunter's Toolbox, where we equip you to face the world's darkest legends. Today, we're headed deep into the cypress-shadowed wetlands of Louisiana to hunt a creature that's part myth, part morality tale, and entirely menacing, the Rougarou. Forget Hollywood werewolves. This is a beast born of Bayou fog, Cajun folklore, and Catholic fear. The Rougarou doesn't just bite, it judges, and if you're not careful, it might turn you into the next monster. The Rougarou isn't just a swamp story. It's a linguistic, religious, and cultural cocktail that traces its roots back to medieval France. The French term loup-garou, literally wolfman, dates back centuries, part of a European obsession with shapeshifters. But when French settlers, many of them Acadians, were expelled from Canada in the 18th century and made their way to Louisiana, the loup-garou came with them. Only now, it had to adapt to the bayous, the swamps, and the humid wild of the American South. It became the Rougarou, and it found fertile ground. But here's the twist. In Cajun communities, the Rougarou isn't just a creature, it's a warning. According to legend, if you break Lenten obligations, failing to fast, for instance, you risk becoming the Rougarou yourself. Some versions say you're cursed for 101 days, passing the curse to someone else only by drawing their blood or making them see you and keep the secret. This is where Catholicism and Cajun tradition collide. Religion mingles with the folklore, and through fear, becomes a tool for communal control. The Rougarou also acts as a boogeyman for the locals, used to scare the young into behaving. Disobey your elders, stay out too late, wander off into the swamp, the Rougarou will come for you. As with all legends, the tale varies across locations. Some say it's a cursed soul, serving out a punishment for immoral behavior, breaking a sacred vow, or violating a community's deeply held beliefs. Trapped in a half-wolf form, wandering in agony until they fulfill some dark fate. Others say it's a witch in wolf skin, transformed willingly through magic, a dangerous and vengeful figure, capable of using supernatural abilities to control those around them. Others still think it's a physical creature, an animalistic entity that roams the swamps, forests, and backwoods of Louisiana. But across all stories, one truth remains: the Rougarou punishes those who forget their place. Now, legends are one thing. Campfire stories, easy to dismiss. But when locals, people who've grown up with the myths, the moss, and the mosquitoes, start sharing experiences that line up a little too well with the lore, that's when the hair on the back of your neck ought to stand up. Most sightings of the Rougarou come with the same eerie elements: strange howls in the dark, glowing eyes just beyond the tree line, and the sense that something ancient is watching from the shadows. But every now and then, someone gets a little too close to the legend. It gets very hot down here during the summer. So, to cool off, many of the residents in my town like to enjoy a boat ride down the river for swimming, fishing, or tubing at various sandbars. My favorite sandbar was about a 7 to 10 minute boat ride from the launch, with maybe 30 feet of sand between the river and the woods. Swampy, shadowy woods. It was just the four of us. Me, my sister, my mom, and my stepdad. We pulled up for a late afternoon catfishing trip. Strangely enough, we were the only boat there, which, if you know the area, is rare. It's usually slap full of people. But this evening, just us, the river, and the encroaching night. As the sun dipped low and cast long shadows across the water, my stepdad started spinning one of his Bayou yarns. Then, with a grin, he claimed he could summon the Rougarou. Now, I don't know about you, but when someone says they can summon a legendary swamp beast, you should say no. But curiosity got the better of us. He grabbed 2 pieces of driftwood and knocked them together. Twice. The sound echoed through the trees. A beat passed. Then from deep in the woods, maybe 100 feet out, something knocked back. We noped out of there real quick. I don't think I've ever loaded a boat that fast in my life. Never knocked for the Rougarou again. Never will. Moral of the story? Don't poke the cryptid.
In the swamp. Just wanted to show y'all what the Rougarou is. There's something standing up on the bank over there. That's about 8 foot tall with some glowing eyes on it. And what the
But while that tale ended with a rapid retreat, this next story dives even deeper into the darkness. It comes from a witness hunting frogs in the swampy Houston River area, under the worst possible condition for cryptid encounters, a full moon. And, out of respect for the original storyteller's request, we're reading this one word for word. So, this happened to me a few years ago. I was visiting a friend's house in the Houston River area. That section of the river is pretty swampy, so we were frog hunting at night. It was a full moon, so it made spotting the bullfrogs easier. Super tasty, by the way. Anyway, we were wandering down by the riverbank when we heard sound. All went quiet. Not even the crickets chirped. We heard dozens of frogs dive into the water. We knew then that something was very wrong. Then came a distant growl, like something evil from the other side of the river. We killed our Q-beam's spotlight and watched in the direction of the sound. What I saw chilled me to the bone. It was like a massive wolf with patchy black fur, yet no visible skin on its head, only a skull with empty eyes. It appeared to be locked onto other prey, so we shut our lights off and watched for a moment. Looking back, it was really stupid to not flee right then. It ran back into the woods and started running down the river. We decided to dip out and get as far away as possible. Lesson learned: when the frogs go silent, so should you.
One with the black face. That looks like it. You want to run by too?
final story brings us to a different kind of fear, the kind only a kid can feel. You're safe in the back seat. The highway is empty. The world is flying past in blurs of light and shadow. And then something unnatural starts keeping up. When I was around 7 or 8 years old, I took dance classes that sometimes ran into early night. My parents had picked me up, and we were going 60 to 70 miles per hour on the highway in my dad's truck. Not many cars were on the road. I was in the back seat, right side, watching the shadows from the streetlights. I was bored and counting how many street lamps there were based on their shadows since the lamps were on the left side. After one lamp, a shadow appeared of a dog-like creature on all fours. Like it had dog-like ears, but almost looked like what a person would look like on all fours. I remember being scared as it looked quite large, and I was worried because I didn't know how it was keeping up with us. I tried looking at it directly by looking through the back window, but the bed of the truck blocked everything. It must have been really close. I'm not sure why I didn't tell my parents. I think it was because I didn't want to take my eyes off it. Anyway, I could see its running shadow pass by every lamppost shadow until at one point it was like it ran behind a lamppost but just vanished. No trees, no fog, just you, the road, and a shadow that doesn't belong. Alright, so let's say you're deep in the Louisiana Bayou. The crickets go silent, the frogs vanish, there's a growl in the dark, and the hair on your arm stands up like it's auditioning for a horror movie. Congratulations, you might be on the Rougarou's guest list. But don't panic, this is what the Monster Hunter's Toolbox is for. Step 1. Don't be dumb. Let's get this out of the way first. Don't go looking for it. This thing is part wolf, part human, part folklore, and 100% nightmare fuel. If you hear something knock back when you're knocking on driftwood, leave. If you see shadows that move without a source, don't investigate. Curiosity doesn't kill the cat. It feeds the Rougarou. Step 2. Tools of the trade. So what do you bring when you accidentally end up in Rougarou territory? Here's your survival kit. Bright lights. The Rougarou, like many cryptids, seems to hate high-powered beams. Floodlights, Q-beams, and headlamps with strobe functions can help disorient or discourage an approach. And let's be honest, they're great for spotting frogs or werewolves. Salt and iron. According to some bits of Cajun lore, salt may act as a ward against dark spirits. A pouch of rock salt or even a circle sprinkled around your camp might not hurt. Iron, especially forged tools or old horseshoes, has a long mythic history of repelling shapeshifters and other creatures of the night. Religious symbols. The Rougarou's roots are tangled in Catholic tradition. Some say it targets those who break Lent. Others say it's cursed by dark deeds. So a cross, rosary, or saint metal might not just comfort you. It might ward off something worse. Bayou exit plan. Always, and I mean always, have a way out. Whether it's a boat, a truck with good tires, or a reliable pair of legs, make sure your escape route is clear. Rougarous may be fast, but they've got a lot of fur and questionable cardio. You've got options. Step 3. Don't get cursed. According to legend, one bite from a Rougarou won't kill you, it'll turn you. For 101 days, you'll be trapped in a cursed state, unable to tell a soul, or the spell stays locked in. So, basically, step 3 is don't get bitten. Excellent life advice in general.
The fuck is that in the woods? Hello? Hello?
So what is the Rougarou? Is it a cautionary tale from Catholic tradition, whispered to keep people in line during Lent? Is it an old French werewolf legend with a Southern Gothic twist? Or is it something real, something primal, that still stalks the misty cypress groves when the moon hangs heavy over the swamp? If you're asking the locals, many will laugh it off at first, but press them just a little, and you'll hear the stories. Shadows keeping pace with speeding trucks, skeletal wolves that vanish into the trees, knocks that echo back from places that should be empty. And maybe, just maybe, that's what the Rougarou really is. A warning from the wild, a reminder that there are places we don't belong after dark. That even with the GPS, high beams, and bug spray, there are some things man was never meant to chase. Here in the Monster Hunter's Toolbox, we believe in being prepared. Whether you're camping in Cajun country or just walking your dog on a foggy night, always pack a flashlight, a little salt, and a healthy respect for the unknown. Because out there in the dark, something might be watching. Still wondering why silver always seems to stop monsters dead in their tracks? In our upcoming bonus episode, we're diving deep into the ancient lore and hidden science behind silver's mysterious power over the supernatural. From werewolves to wendigos, you'll never look at your grandma's silverware the same way again. Like what you heard? Don't forget to hit subscribe, ring the bell, and join our monster hunting community in the comments. And if you have a cryptid story that's chilled your spine or made you sleep with the lights on, send it in. You just might hear it in the next episode of The Monster Hunter's Toolbox.